Formed far below the ocean floor, the volcanic island of Oahu has become one of the most popular vacation destinations in the world because of sensational ocean vistas, golden beaches, and a genuine aloha spirit. Blessed by ideal weather, the excitement of world-famous Waikiki, and a cosmopolitan Honolulu, Oahu attracts visitors of all ages. This is Oahu, the gathering place. The Hawaiian island of Oahu lies 2,400 miles southwest of North America, between the islands of Kauai and Molokai. Most major airlines fly into Honolulu's International Airport. Flight time to Oahu is 5 hours from Los Angeles, 11 hours from New York, 7 hours from Japan, and 9 hours from Australia. Areas to explore outside Honolulu and Waikiki include the scenic Windward Coast, the spectacular breakers along the North Coast, and the fertile plain lush with fields of pineapple and sugarcane. Oahu is best explored by car. Plan to spend at least 3 days touring the island. Most visitors to Oahu head straight for perhaps the most famous beach in the world, Waikiki. This master-planned resort area of hotels, condominiums, shops, and nightclubs stretches along more than 2 miles of Oahu's southern coast. Described as the playground of the Pacific, Waikiki is where the action is. For those who love the surf, water activities along Waikiki's shores include kayaking, bodyboarding, body surfing, and sand sliding. Try a Hawaiian outrigger canoe or set sail on a large catamaran for a picturesque view of Waikiki. People watching here is a favorite pastime. On the eastern fringe of Waikiki Beach, covering 175 acres, is Kapiolani Park. Families come to enjoy a picnic, fly their kites, or just relax. Daily, an endless procession of joggers stream along Kapiolani's well-maintained paths and trails. The Honolulu Zoo spreads over 42 acres of Kapiolani Park. Among the attractions are almost 1,000 animals that delight visitors of all ages.
I love you. I love you. It's gonna be a hot day.
Near the zoo is the Waikiki Shell, where crowds gather for concerts, Hawaiian dances, and entertainment. Nearby, the Kodak Company presents a free colorful hula show. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning, camera buffs take pictures of traditional Hawaiian dances in a picturesque setting. On the seaward edge of Kapiolani Park is Waikiki Aquarium, a scientific marine research center. Here, exotic fish from the waters of Hawaii and the South Pacific display their brilliant colors and fantastic shapes. At the eastern end of Waikiki stands Oahu's most famous landmark, Diamond Head. Named for its volcanic crystals, once believed to be diamonds, This 760-foot tall extinct volcano crater has become synonymous with Waikiki. In the crater, a 1-mile hiking trail leads to the top of the volcano for a panoramic view of Waikiki and the surrounding countryside. To enjoy spectacular seascapes, venture out and explore the natural beauty of the island. On Oahu's southeast shore, beautiful, peaceful Hanauma Bay is a marine life sanctuary. Beneath the shallow waters, snorkelers discover unique reef formations inhabited by schools of brilliant tropical fish. Splendid Hanauma Bay was captured in the 1961 Elvis Presley movie, Blue Hawaii. East of Hanauma Bay, at the Halona Blowhole, water flows through a submerged lava tube. Driving north, the views are spectacular with shimmering blue seascapes and verdant mountains. Along the coast, Sandy Beach and Makapu'u Beach are renowned for ideal body surfing conditions. Nestled at the foot of the Ku'ulau Mountains is Sea Life Park, one of Hawaii's finest sea life exhibits. Here, at the Hawaiian Reef Oceanarium, are more than 2,000 different marine animals. In the marine life shows, dolphins, sea lions, and whales perform daily and captivate the entire family. Driving along the windward coast, visitors might get a glimpse of an occasional hang glider taking off from atop the cliffs of the Ku'ulau mountain range. Heading inland to the over 1,000-foot-high Nu'uanupali Lookout, visitors have a spectacular view of windward Oahu. At the turn of the 19th century, after King Kamehameha drove his enemies over this cliff, he became ruler of the Hawaiian Islands. Back along the windward coast, near Ahumanu, is the Valley of Temples Memorial Park. Here, a replica of the famed 900-year-old Japanese Temple of Equality, Byodo Inn stands against the breathtaking Ku'ulau Mountains. On these temple grounds, visitors linger to enjoy the tranquil setting. Nearby, the beauty and fragrant flora of Old Hawaii at Senator Fong's plantation and gardens stirred the senses. At one of Oahu's newest attractions, narrated tours take visitors through the plantation's 725 acres of flowers and fruits. From Kualoa Regional Park, visitors may glimpse the small offshore island of Mokoli'i, better known as Chinaman's Hat. On a rise beside tranquil Kahana Bay, the Crouching Lion rock formation perches on the jagged mountain ridge. Further north, near the town of Le'i, is the Polynesian Cultural Center. In this lagoon-laced park, model villages duplicate 7 primitive South Sea islands, among them Tahiti, Samoa, and Fiji. Natives depict their Pacific cultures through arts and crafts, food, music, and dance. In the afternoons, the pageant of the long canoes glide along the canal from village to village. The evening pageants present dances rarely seen outside the remote South Pacific Islands, with hundreds of Polynesian performers in colorful native costumes. Plan to spend a rewarding day at the Polynesian Cultural Center. Oahu's North Shore is renowned for the best surfing in the world. At Sunset Beach, site of the famous Bonsai Pipeline, thunderous waves form tube curls as they pass over a shallow reef. International surfing championships held here each year feature the world's top surfers who ride the pipeline's huge waves at incredible speeds. Along the North Shore, small towns reflect an historic island flavor with boutiques and shops lining the streets. A visit to the North Shore wouldn't be complete without a taste of shave ice, Hawaii's own refreshing concoction topped with flavored syrup. Waimea Bay, tranquil during the summer months, attracts surfers to 30-foot-tall waves during the winter months. In the North Shore's cool Waimea Valley, set on 1,800 lush acres, is Waimea Falls Park. In this botanical garden and arboretum, colorful tropical and subtropical plants and flowers are carefully labeled. Daring acrobatic divers perform several times a day from the top of Waimea Falls. Heading south through central Oahu, the island's pineapple fields stretch across the valley. Pineapple was first introduced to the islands by a counselor to King Kamehameha the Great in 1813. Today, Hawaii is one of the world's leading producers of pineapple. Outside Honolulu, at the Dole Cannery Square, the world's largest pineapple cannery has a guided tour. Visitors see the golden fruit being processed at an amazing speed. The tour concludes with samples of natural, sun-sweet pineapple juice and tasty pineapple slices. In Honolulu, the capital of Hawaii, modern skyscrapers contrast with Oahu's mountains and beaches. National monuments and historic landmarks reflect the island's past. The Bishop Museum with its planetarium is considered the world's foremost museum of natural and cultural history of the Pacific. Exhibits illustrate how the islands were created, how plants, animals, and the first Polynesians arrived in Hawaii, and how succeeding waves of immigrants contributed to Oahu's unique heritage. The museum houses a priceless collection of artifacts and island treasures. Iolani Palace, built for King Kalakaua in 1882, is today a national museum and the only place in the entire United States where royalty once resided. Facing the Iolani Palace is a bronze statue of King Kamehameha, Hawaii's most beloved king and unifier of the Hawaiian Islands. This impressive figure has become one of Oahu's most photographed attractions. Opposite the palace is a bronze statue of Queen Liliuokalani, Hawaii's only reigning queen and last monarch of the Kingdom of Hawaii. Nearby stands Hawaii's most famous religious structure, Kawaiahao Church, constructed of coral blocks in the mid-1800s. The church reflects the influence of simple New England architecture. Today, the church remains a place of worship. West of Honolulu is Pearl Harbor, perhaps the busiest stopover point in the Pacific Ocean. At the Pearl Harbor Tourist Center, visitors may see a film of the events on December 7, 1941. Then, a shuttle boat takes them to the Arizona Memorial. The memorial, straddling the hulk of the sunken battleship Arizona, marks the grave of 1,177 men who perished when the Arizona went down in 1941. To the northeast of Honolulu is the National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific, commonly known as Punch Bowl Crater. This ancient volcanic crater is now the final resting place for more than 27,000 servicemen and women who served in recent American wars. Since 1926, the four clock faces of the Aloha Tower have welcomed vessels to Honolulu Harbor. Once the tallest building in Hawaii, this 10-story building remains a favorite waterfront landmark. Moored at Pier 7, along the waterfront, is the Falls of Clyde. This historic vessel, the world's last remaining fully rigged, four-masted sailing ship, now serves as a maritime floating museum. From the Alawai Harbor and Yacht Basin, a prime home port for sailing vessels and powerboats, boat excursions depart daily for island tours and deep-sea fishing adventures. The sports-minded visitor finds Oahu's benevolent climate ideal. For golfers, Oahu has more than 24 golf courses, both public and private. Most hotels help visitors select from a variety of challenging courses. Tennis buffs may choose from more than 80 public tennis courts. Most hotels feature lighted courts and resident pros for private lessons. Shopping is exciting in Waikiki's hundreds of boutiques, shops, and markets. Collectibles come from around the world. Everything from the latest fashions to Polynesian arts, crafts, jewelry, and antiques. A favorite purchase is cool, comfortable island aloha wear. Visitors find souvenirs in open-air marketplaces. Just before dusk, visitors gather in outdoor lounges to view the spectacle of the Oahu sunset. On a variety of boats, from small yachts to those large enough to accommodate 1,000 passengers, sunset cruises feature dinner, dancing, and the romance of Hawaii. Oahu is a culinary center of the world, and a wide variety of international, Hawaiian, Oriental, and American cuisine is on the menu. Dress is always island casual. The most famous island feast, the luau, includes the kalua pig, wrapped in banana leaves, cooked in an underground oven. The Polynesian pageant is based on the music dance, and costumes of the Hawaiian and South Pacific people's colorful traditions. Waikiki presents an endless choice of entertainment with Hawaiian celebrities and international stars on the stages of Waikiki's many nightclubs and hotels. The rhythmic beat of live music lures visitors to jazz, rock, or contemporary nightclubs. For quieter evenings of dancing, cocktails, and conversation, piano bars proliferate. The island of Oahu beckons visitors of all ages to an exciting vacation with sun, sea, and white sand. Experience the spirit of aloha on the island of Oahu, the gathering place.
The Big Island of Hawaii is an entire continent in miniature. Broad beaches of soft sand, steep valleys filled with rainforest, aging mountains covered with a blanket of lush green grass, and desolate stretches of lava rock. Here, luxurious resorts welcome world travelers. In simple western towns, the Hawaiians work the land. And the gentle volcanic eruptions of Kilauea draw visitors from all over the world. The tie that binds this diverse land is the spirit of ohana, the Hawaiian word for family. Aloha to the land of ohana, the Big Island of Hawaii. The Hawaiian Islands lie 3,000 miles west of the continental United States, in the center of the Pacific Ocean. Hawaii is by far the largest of the islands, bigger than all the others combined. Its southern point, the southernmost point of the United States, is 1,500 miles from the equator. Two major airports serve Hawaii. Keahole on the Kona coast welcomes flights directly from the mainland United States and from Honolulu. Hilo is a busy inter-island airport with flights to and from Honolulu and Maui. Two massive mountains, almost 14,000 feet high, dominate almost every vista. Mauna Kea, or White Mountain, and the still active volcano Mauna Loa, or Long Mountain. For a quick orientation, the island can be divided into 4 areas. On the west coast is the famous Kona Coast, the island's resort area. To the south is Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, a vast expanse of active volcanoes and sparse volcanic desert. Hawaii's east coast is steep and rugged, covered with lush tropical vegetation. Finally, on the island's north end is traditional ranch country, both mountainous and magnificent. Archaeologists believe the first inhabitants came to Hawaii 1,000 years ago from Polynesia. Ancient petroglyphs scattered throughout the island support this belief. The Polynesians settled in primitive villages like this one at Lapakahi State Park, where they fished the fertile sea. Word of the island paradise spread throughout the South Pacific, bringing wave after wave of immigrants from Tahiti, Samoa, and Tonga. The big island of Hawaii slowly developed its own culture. Its religion soon followed, with many fierce and demanding gods. Among them was Pele, the fire goddess who dwelled in Kilauea volcano. According to ancient beliefs, the gods demanded sacrifices. The remains of several ancient temples called heiaus stand today. Mo'okini Heiau at the northern tip of the island was a temple used by nobility to pray, fast, and make human sacrifices. Hawaii's society at that time was governed by strict rules. Those who disobeyed were sentenced to be sacrificed. The only escape for such a sentence was to reach Apu'u Honua, a city of refuge. Today, south of Kailua, one of the best preserved of these sites is Pu'u Honua Ohonaunau. Visitors can still feel this city's tranquility, which makes it one of Hawaii's most revered spiritual sites. King Kamehameha led Hawaii in its advance toward modern civilization. The great warrior unified the islands of Hawaii in 1810. Kamehameha was born on the Big Island's north end. He and his sons continued to live along the Kona coast, Hawaii's royal coast. At the heart of the Kona district is Kailua, a bustling center for tourism and commerce. From Kailua's tiny fishing harbor, sports fishing is among the world's finest. Just down the busy Ali'i Drive is Hulahi'i Palace. This Western-style dwelling was the home of Hawaiian royalty since 1837. Directly across the street is the picturesque Mokuaikawa Church, also built in 1837. This stretch of Ali'i Drive maintains a distinctly European ambiance. Day and night people come in and out of shops, restaurants, and bars. Farther south, Ali'i Drive becomes a beautiful, quiet residential drive along the white sand beaches lined with brightly painted homes. The little blue church, St. Peter's, a well-known Kona landmark, is an eye-catcher and a frequent host of weddings. The district immediately north of Kona, along the island's sunny leeward shore, is the Kohala Coast, rapidly emerging as a major tourist area. Here, the dry, grassy slopes of Mauna Kea lead to the Pacific, with stretches of white beaches and lush vegetation along the shore. In past centuries, Hawaiian royalty favored this stretch of coastline, and today their tranquil, fertile fish ponds still remain. Kohala is the home of Hawaii's best beaches, Hapuna and Anaiho Amalu. On broad, soft expanses of sand, sunbathers bask in the sun. The calm, clear waters are a snorkeler's dream. Canoeing, kayaking, and windsurfing are popular water sports enjoyed on the Kona Kohala coast. Tourists frequently choose to spend a day at sea. Boats are available for day sails, a splendid way to enjoy this beautiful coastline. Many of these trips end at historic Kealakekua Bay, site of the slaying of Captain Cook in 1779. Now the bay is a marine preserve, a pristine coastal cove where multicolored tropical fish thrive. The most famous West Coast diversion is fishing. Anglers expect to catch marlin, tuna, and wahoo here. The evening weigh-in at the Kona Wharf is often a spectacle. Though this area is probably best known for its fishing, it is also renowned for golf. Courses like Mauna Kea, Mauna Lani Bay, and Waiakoloa are gaining worldwide recognition. The championship fairways contrast stunningly with the rough lava rocks surrounding them. Several holes claim the Pacific Ocean as their toughest hazard. People who enjoy tennis find courts in Kona and Kohala, where the larger resorts offer lessons and competition. Some 100 miles south of Kailua is Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, one of the Big Island's most popular attractions. Covering 222,000 acres, the park includes the summit of Mauna Loa, all of highly active Kilauea, and the still-forming coastline of Ka'u. The park offers a unique chance to see volcanic activity up close, a drive-in volcano, if you will, in the midst of a gentle eruption. Visitors walk right up to flowing lava and follow it to the point where it meets the sea. Sea and lava create a fine black sand beach. In recent years, Kilauea's flow has added hundreds of acres to the Big Island. For volcanologists and scientists, the road to Kilauea's summit becomes a classroom. There are clear illustrations of the two types of lava. Pahoehoe, which hardens in smooth wave-like patterns, and A'a, a dark, rough, cinder-like lava. In many places, steam ominously rises from the earth, a none too subtle reminder of the activity below. In 1959, a sudden explosive eruption buried this forest in pumice and ash. The path through it is now known as Devastation Trail. Nearby is one of the best examples of a lava tube, where a thin crust of lava cooled while molten lava continued to flow inside. The Thurston lava tube is 450 yards long and in places 20 feet high. Finally, visitors reach the summit of Kilauea and its massive crater. Even the dark, smoldering crater bed is accessible to tourists, right up to the edge of Halemaumau, the legendary home of the goddess Pele. The tourist center at Kilauea displays both scientific and mythical exhibits of its history. Just 30 miles away, but seemingly worlds apart, is the Big Island's eastern shore, a lush tropical garden. Annual rainfall of over 100 inches ensures bountiful agriculture and a colorful rainbow stretching across the sky. Hawaii's largest city, Hilo, is known as the Rainbow City. Hilo is one of America's most quietly exotic towns, where immigrants from the world over have come to share in the congenial prosperity. Downtown, the old wooden storefronts retain a picturesque historic significance. Hotels along Banyan Drive are shaded by massive trees planted by notables like Babe Ruth and Amelia Earhart. Alongside Banyan Drive is the lovely Lili'u o Kalani Gardens, a popular Japanese-style retreat. For a truly spectacular sight, visit Rainbow Falls, where, as legend has it, the rainbow originated. The area around Hilo is Hawaii's agricultural heartland, home of sugarcane, macadamia nuts, and orchids. These three industries all have facilities where visitors are welcome to watch harvesting and processing, or in the case of the orchids, to simply relax in the colorful surroundings. Because the Big Island is one of the world's main producers of orchids, it is often referred to as the Orchid Isle. The mix of tropical sun and frequent light rain creates the perfect conditions for growing these exotic flowers. Curving northward from Hilo, the breathtaking Hamakua coast gently slopes down from the summit of Mauna Kea at 14,000 feet to the sea in one sweeping vista. The frequent rains of this windward coast have carved out deep valleys, overgrown with dense and often inaccessible rainforests. Some public parks and gardens, however, allow access to the valley floors for a view of the tropical surroundings. Tourists are awed in Akaka Falls State Park, where a trail leads to the spectacular waterfalls, cascading from a height of 442 feet. Lapa Hoi Hoi Point along the Hamakua coast affords a view back toward the coast. From its narrow lava point, one can sense the grandeur and unforgiving nature of the windward coast. At the northern end of the Hamakua coast is Honoka'a, a sleepy plantation town with a distinctly Western flavor. Along the main street, storefronts have changed little in the past century. Beyond Honoka'a, the coastal highway ends abruptly, halted by the Waipio Valley. Four-wheel drive excursions make a popular one-day trip to the valley floor, where waterfalls cascade to the marshy bottom and eventually to the sea. The Waipio Valley marks the beginning of the northern end of the Big Island, the district known as North Kohala, ranch land. This area's older mountains have a more weathered, gentle nature than those in the south and are covered in a thick carpet of grass. This is cattle country. Waimea, Hawaiian for red water, is the largest town of the Kohala region. A quick glance at the town's namesake stream tells you how it got its name. Waimea resembles the mainland's Rocky Mountains area. Pickup trucks and white picket fences are the norm. This is the home of the Parker Ranch, 225,000 acres owned by the great-great-great-grandson of the ranch's original founder, John Palmer Parker. A Massachusetts sailor who jumped ship in the early 1900s, Parker was employed by King Kamehameha to raise cattle. The Parker Ranch remains one of the largest privately owned ranches in the world. Day trips on horseback from the Parker Ranch or from several other outfitters offer a chance for the saddle-wise to explore the miles and miles of mountain wilderness on the Big Island. Evenings on the Big Island start early. At twilight, locals and tourists alike settle into an easy chair and simply enjoy the spectacular sunset. Dinner is usually a casual affair. Fresh fish prepared with a variety of Pacific Rim spices is often the favorite choice of many diners. Beef from the local ranches prepared in many Hawaiian dishes is delicious. Travelers may participate in the festivity of a traditional Big Island celebration, such as the luau or the hukilau. The luau follows the day-long preparation of a roast pig. Chefs build a fire of hot river rocks, then add crushed stalks of banana trees. The whole pig is placed on top and buried beneath layers of tea leaves and wet burlap, then left to cook for hours. The result is perhaps Hawaii's proudest dish and is inevitably followed by a celebration of music and dance. The hukilau is another popular ceremonial meal. Skilled fishermen lay nets and scare fish into them. Guests enjoy participating by hauling in the nets and sharing in the bounty they provide. Hawaii, the Big Island, the Orchid Island. Traditional home of Hawaiian royalty, now a wonderfully diverse vacation land. Revel in the idyllic tranquility of this truly Hawaiian oasis. Come to Hawaii, the Big Island. To mountains, young and old. To coastlines, rough and gentle. And to an awesome display of nature unmatched anywhere on Earth. Aloha from the Big Island, Hawaii.